Hello, hi, Jeffery Kin, Sarasota Rising Living Arts Festival, Sarasota, with Visit Sarasota's Behind the Masterpiece, where we get to delve into the minds and the brains and the hearts of a lot of our fabulous area. Gosh, I don't know what to call Kim Livengood because you're so many things. But I think the one main word that works all the way around is entrepreneurial. I think that's a pretty good.
Sure, I'll take that.
Okay. Hi, Kim Alexander
Hey.
Livengood. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure, of course. And you know what I like to do is it's always fun when I get to talk to my friends. But then I get to do some Google research and social media stuff. So I'm going to. I love your byline on your Facebook that you are a PR professional, mom, wife, loyal friend, runner, then hashtag eternal optimist.
That's true.
How the heck do you do it? Let's start with eternal optimist, because I think I used to be at one point, and then I think my crown is tarnished. How do you maintain eternal optimism?
I think just in life, it's really important to always stay positive, and I'm very fortunate. I'm loving what I'm doing. I am really enjoying being here at the Bazaar and Apricot Lime and all the craziness that is here and being surrounded by like-minded people. And it's one of the things that brings me joy. And I think at the end of the day, when you're doing what you love, you can always be hopeful and optimistic that things are going to be great.
So you're a busy lady, because of course, I've been there at the Bazaar at Apricot and Lime. It's a great location and a cool little, what would you call it? It's not a bodega. What is it?
It's really one of those, I actually referred to it the other day as the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Like, it's bigger than the ends. You don't know what you're going to expect when you come in here. We are home to over 40 different small businesses. So we have artists, we have creators, we have curators, we have an award-winning food truck, we have live music, we have nonprofits come all the time. We love the dog rescue. So we are just a community that is here to support one another and get some great shopping done.
So, for example, I know for a fact that there are wonderful ladies that do your nails. There's jewelry people, because I had a necklace fixed there. There's clothing people. There's the lady who does the wood carving things.
Yes,
it is really like a soup to nuts kind of experience there.
It truly is bizarre.
It's bizarre.
The name is fitting. We are living up to our name. The name came first, and now we are definitely living up to that. There's just a little bit of everything here. And one of our goals is we don't want any of the Bazaar family to be competing with one another. So we're very picky about who we allow in, and it can't be something that is, somebody else is already doing. So we have a lot of original art. We've got a couple clothing stores. They sell completely different type of style clothing. All the jewelry is either one of a kind, handmade, or just really fun, unique things you can't find anywhere else. We've got the succulent plants with plant craft design that are so cute. Yeah. We've got, I'm looking around here. There's so much. We're over 5,000 square feet inside. So we have a lot, never a dull moment. And the Bazaar family is always bringing in new things. So we have our regular customers that we're part of their Saturdays. They go to the farmer's market and then they come to us. And so we're always making sure that there's new things to see and do here.
So speaking of, you are open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So
yes.
3 days a week.
3 days a week, 10 to 3.
You know what? I think I could handle a job like that. That sounds...
It's pretty cool hours. It gives the artists and the curators time to either make things or do their shopping for their store. And it just creates more of a less stressful environment.
Yeah. This idea gosh, I feel like I've been around since the very beginning because I guess I kind of have, was really kind of you and your mom. I mean, so, but
I actually, and I don't mean to interrupt you, I have to give credit to my mom. She is the visionary behind this. And it's funny, we're working with some Ringling students right now who are doing a documentary on, I think it's evolving. It started out as this art car project. And one of the young students wants to have our artist turn her car into a piece of artwork. And it's evolved, and they've been here doing interviews about the bazaar and they've been talking to many people, different artists and different shops here at the bazaar. And this morning they interviewed my mom. And my mom, out of the blue, I think she's just forgot, but she was giving my dad credit. And I'm like, wait, that's not the story I tell everybody. So the story that I tell is that some reason my mom and dad were in this neighborhood. We're an interesting neighborhood. It's an emerging arts district, but prior to that, it's an industrial area and not a place that you would normally be unless you were getting your car worked on. So my parents were getting one of their cars worked on over at Skip's repair shop, which is the auto shop that's still here, and we love him. And they saw that this building was for sale, and apparently my mom always wanted a warehouse. And my dad never said no to my mom. So she got this warehouse and wanted to have one place to do all her shopping.
Interesting. Isn't that amazing?
She was a professional volunteer. So, I think it's pretty cool that at the time, this was 7 years ago. So she would have been in her late 70s when she decides to become a business owner.
But she is able to do that because she knows that she has the amazing daughter that's going to be able to make it happen, because your amount of creativity and collaboration is almost unparalleled in this community.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And that's not easy. I mean, and trust me, I know. Do you feel like that the impetus behind the bazaar at Apricot? No, the bazaar. No, wait, I always say it wrong. The bazaar
on Apricot
and Lime, right?
Right.
I always say at, and that's wrong. The bazaar on Apricot and Lime. So
we go by the bazaar for short.
The bazaar, thank you. And now you have galleries all around you now. I mean, boy, it's almost like you guys planted something, and now this entire garden is growing in that region right now.
It's pretty cool. It has definitely been a lot of work. We've been working with the city of Sarasota to officially designate us as the Limelight district. What happened was, full disclosure, I was getting jealous that the Rosemary district was getting so much attention. It's, and the Rosemary district is fabulous. It's hip. It's cool. All the new condos are going there. But I'm like, hey, what about us? We're over here doing some cool stuff too. So we worked with the city to become officially designated the Limelight district. And it helped us kind of brand the area as a place for small businesses, for artists to come. Creative Liberties, who I know you interviewed, they have 2 locations on our street with artist co-ops. So it's grown a lot, and I hope it continues. We have a community garden that is going to be opening up in a couple months, which is really exciting, right next door to us.
So
there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And then we have to mention the food truck. I mean, there's how many people are going to literally like park a truck in their courtyard and then create some magic from it? So you have Hamlet's Eatery, which, number one, I love the name.
Thank you.
It's a nice little turn to Mr. Shakespeare. How did that actually come about? Where did that idea come from?
So, honestly, there's no place to eat around here, and I was just hangry all the time. I mean, I'm starving. I like to eat. I like to get all my food in. And so when COVID happened and we were shut down, had a little bit of downtime, and it's like, what else do you do when you have nothing to do and all the world is shut down? You start a new business. So Hamlet's Eatery evolved from having a little bit of time to put it together and just being really hungry.
And that courtyard is beautiful.
Thank you.
And again, I would be remiss without saying you helped us at the Players kind of get through COVID by being a stage space for us. And don't you ever forget that we were forever grateful. And now you have performances and you have musicians, and I mean, you've got a lot of balls in the air, as they say.
It makes it interesting. It makes it fun. And I love that when the theaters all shut down and McCurdy's Comedy Club wasn't able to do it, that we were able to provide a home. And we opened up during the shutdown, and you were allowed to do outside events. We opened up our courtyard every Saturday to any of the vendors, like from the farmers markets or anybody that's livelihood depended on it and didn't have the opportunity anymore. We were just like, come on, let's see, let's try to, we're in this together. Let's try to get through this. So I loved having the Players there. I saw you all put on some great shows.
We did some good stuff. It almost seems to me like you're a true life Jim Carrey in that movie where he's not able to say no.
Learning.
But you say yes a lot, and I think that people appreciate that. How do you? Well, that's probably why you run, right? Is that the thing that keeps you sane from dealing with all these people?
Running is definitely my therapy, and I love it that it's free. And I don't listen to music or podcasts when I'm running, and I feel like I'm solving all the problems of the world when I'm on a run. I have figured out different events to do, or different ideas pop in your head when you're running. So running has definitely been a wonderful outlet that I only discovered running, maybe 10 years ago. And wow. I'm so glad I have it.
But you don't just run in your neighborhood. I mean, you travel,
I do.
And so you go to some of the major running race? You're not a racer though, are you? You're more of a participant, or are you a racer?
I try to do my best. I'm never going to be the fastest. I'm always middle of the pack, but as long as I'm not last, I'm going to be happy. And I'm trying to do one marathon a year.
Wow. So is there a marathon coming up?
This year I'm doing Richmond, which I'm not. So Jeffrey, I'm a Florida girl, so we're used to running flat. And Richmond was advertised as like the friendliest marathon. And for some reason, friendly and flat, I was like, oh, cool. This is going to be a flat run. And now I'm finding out that it's rolling hills. So I'm not so sure what's going to happen there, but I'll get it done.
You're talking Richmond, Virginia, right?
Yes.
It's a beautiful city. One of my plays was done there way back in the day. Wonderful people, but you're right. It is kind of, you are a little bit in the hills, really not mountains.
That's good.
Have you ever run like in the gym where you have to do the little elevating things? And
I just have added that to my, I recently, because the hills have been the most daunting, and that's when I struggle the most, I have decided to take my running a little bit more seriously and my health a little bit more seriously. So I recently joined Jefferson Fit, and I'm doing strength training, and I'm getting on the treadmill at a really high incline.
Do you have a core group of organizations in town that you are interested in working with, or how do the collaborations happen for you? They don't just appear out of nowhere.
That's a great question. That's a great question. So we work a lot with the animal rescues, because that's an easy one for, to bring your adoptable dogs here. Let's help them find homes. There's others that we just want to, the theaters, of course, the Players Theater, if there's opportunities that we can work together to help somebody and it makes sense, we're going to do it. I love Project Pride. It's one of my favorite organizations. If they ask me to do something, we're going to say yes. If there's something that we can do here, we're going to try to do it. There's been we have found that for us to be, especially in the summer, to be a little bit busier, we are very event driven here. So granted, yes, we are open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 3. Yes, there's always something to see and do. But to get that new customer in, or to get people to remember to come and see us because we're off the beaten track, we do a lot of events. And most of the time, we're tying in our events with somebody else, whether it's a nonprofit or another business or somebody that makes sense, that their vision and mission aligns with us. So this Saturday, it'll be too late to promote it on this podcast, but we're doing our annual hot dog day.
I know.
And it's a super fun event. And my chef is actually here, like really making some fancy toppings because he's all fancy.
I love
But
it.
we're working with both Sun King and Big Top Brewery. So the two craft beer people are going to be here. We've got a dog rescue coming. So we're always looking ways to like collaborate together and like make our community bigger.
You do your weekly. What do you call them? They're not
the Bazaar Shopping Network.
It's your own, the Bazaar BSN, right? Yeah. So how did that happen? And you've gotten like national attention for that, like, right? Like the Today Show did a piece on you or something crazy.
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America.
When everything shut down on March 17th, 2020, we didn't know what to do, and we still had a business to run. So I copied Home Shopping Network. That was the inspiration. So we took the business all online, and I show off like different items, like here's what we have for sale. And we come up with different themes to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. And I was going on every day for a couple weeks. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to continue doing it. And a customer of ours that actually lives up in Pennsylvania sent me a note, and she's like, please keep going. This is what's, keeping me from not being depressed. It's keeping me attached to the community that I feel part of down in Sarasota. Please keep going. And so I still go on once a week with Bazaar Shopping Network. And I keep saying, as long as I get 1,000 impressions and people are paying attention, I'll keep doing it. And it's been a really fun way to show off what we have here and just keep the Bazaar top of mind. And I love when people actually come in and buy something that they saw, because I'm like, yay, it's more than just my mom watching.
It's working. Trust me, I know that feeling. So Good Morning America reached out. How did that happen? So I'm in a Facebook group that is strictly for publicists. And back in 2020, it was a pretty tight, small group. Like you had to, and it's still hard to get into this Facebook group. But somebody posted that they were looking for something inspiring that was happening, that a small business was doing. And I reached out and I was telling her about how we had opened up our courtyard to people, how we were taking our business online. And at the time, not only did I take our business online, I was talking about other businesses. I'm a runner, so I love Fleet Feet. So I would, talk about shoes that they just got in, or so it became like this, just a community show, and they liked the idea. And so they did a story. It was so exciting. They did a story for their Inspiring America segment. And then a couple months later, they reached out and did a little follow-up to see how it was still going. So that was probably the biggest media hit I'll ever get in my career as a publicist. It's just one of the first. So how can people see these? So do you have, I'm sure you have a website, right?
So they're on Facebook. Okay. I put them on Facebook. And now that Facebook is pulling live videos after 30 days, I'm kind of, if I remember, I'm throwing them onto our YouTube channel just so we still have them. But Facebook, I am so grateful to, and I know people have mixed emotions about social media in general. Facebook has literally kept the Bazaar alive, and I will always be loyal to them and grateful. I'm part of a Facebook Leaders Network group that has been so supportive as well. And it's just a great way to connect and stay top of mind, and it doesn't cost extra. Extra time.
So did little Kim Alexander, is this where she thought she would be? Is this, when she, let's talk to her. Let's talk to young you. What did you, when you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be editor of Vogue.
Well,
they thought otherwise.
Okay. Did you have a dream job in your mind? I mean,
honestly, I went to college and I studied magazine journalism, and I feel like everything I learned in the courses, because it was such it was a new major for UF, and you got a little bit of classes on everything. So I got a little bit of broadcast news classes. I got a little bit of how to take photojournalism classes. I got PR classes. So I had this like mosh of different things. And then I got a minor in theater because my dad wouldn't pay for a theater degree and I had no talent. So
I don't believe that for a second, just so you know. I know a fellow theater person when I see one. So
there's hams and then there's people with talent. But I where I am right now, I would have never thought that, because this is such a weird thing. I knew I wanted to be doing something with storytelling. I love stories. I love storytelling. I wasn't the best writer. I wasn't the best photographer. I was terrible at grammar. So I'm so grateful now for, auto spell.
Yes. I still don't know how to spell certain words. I just, for some reason, certain words they just don't come out no matter what I do. Yeah.
And there's proof that people that can't spell are considered smarter. So I'm going with that.
I'm going to go with it too.
Yeah, stick with it.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's where can I get a little personal with you?
Sure.
How do you handle, besides running, things happen that aren't great. So how do you handle the not so good that's in Kim Livengood's life? I mean, how do you balance? How do you?
I think I'm not sure if it's maturity-ish that happens when you become a little bit more go with the flow. It's hard. I'm very type A personality. You're a director, you want to be in control, because by the time I show somebody how I want it, I might as well just do it myself.
I know.
But I'm learning to take a step back. I'm learning that I don't have control over everything. Mother Nature's not always great with us, and if it rains and we have to cancel an event, it's a bummer, but I'm not letting myself. I'm just, you just deal with it. We're resilient.
Yeah. You don't dwell.
You can't. And I'm also the type of person that if I'm upset or mad about something, I want to say it and be done with it and move on. I don't dwell on things.
Right. I think that's probably a great quality for all of us. There's things that you can change and there's things you can affect, and then there's some things that you just can't.
And it's been a growing process. I was president of the Central West Coast chapter of Florida Public Relations Association. And I did that because not only do I love the people in this organization and I love the mission, but I wanted it as a personal journey. And my goal was to learn how to delegate and learn how to, lead a team. And it was a really good growth experience for me, really positive.
So you're still growing after all these years? You still see?
Never too old.
Well, you know what? And when you stop, I think that's the key, is when you stop learning, that's when you kick the bucket.
Yeah, what's the point?
When you get done, when you're done, you're done. Kim, you're amazing for what you do. You know what? I just want to thank you, though, because I have a feeling you're a little bit of an unsung hero in a lot of ways. But your ability to do what you do and to do it so well, you just need all sorts of applause and love and lauds and attention. And lots of people all you have to do is find apricot, and then you have to find lime. And if you go to Apricot and Lime, you're going to be at the Bazaar at Apricot and Lime.
You got it.
That's all you got to do.
Really, I appreciate the lovely things you're saying about me, but at the end of the day, I am here to support all of the Bazaar people, and so I just hope everybody comes and meets them and and loves them as much as I do.
I think they will. Thanks so much for your time, Kim. You are
Thank you
a
for having
treasure.
me.
Awesome. All right. So this has been Jeffery Kin with the incomparable Kim Livengood of the Bazaar on Apricot and Lime with Sarasota's Behind the Masterpiece. Thanks so much. Take good care. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Jeffery Kin as a part of Visit Sarasota's Behind the Masterpiece. We love listening to our arts practitioners, and we want you to listen as well. So make sure you join us at sarasotapodcast.com, and we'll see you at the next interview.